I recently saw a video of someone asking, why can't we have human dog kibble? They were just like, I don't want to think about having to cook 3 square meals a day. I just want to eat the same thing and get my nutrients that way. And they went on to ask, why can't we have human dog kibble just like how dogs have kibble? Well, I actually know the answer to that question because when I was younger, I made human dog kibble and it did not go well. It was summertime. I was like 12, 13 years old. And at the time, I was obsessed with optimizing my life. And by optimize, I mean I wanted to spend the maximum time possible per day playing video games because Lil Marker loved video games. And one of the things that got in the way of me playing video games was eating food. Like going all the way to the kitchen to fix myself a meal, or God forbid, sitting down with my family to eat a meal was just too much time for Lil Marker. So I started brainstorming ideas. I was like, I could just keep food in my room, but then I was like, no, it would spoil. And then I was like, well, I could just eat packaged food, but then I was like, no, I'd be really unhealthy. But then I happened to look over and I see my dog happily eating his kibble. And I was like, I know, I'll just do that. So I go on to ask my parents, hey, could I cook my meals this week? And they were so excited. They were like, yes, of course, because they thought I was taking on a new responsibility. Little did they know, I was planning on cooking human kibble. Now, I could not find a recipe online for shelf-stable human kibble, but I could find a recipe online for shelf-stable dog kibble. So I was like, I know, I'll just put human ingredients into this dog kibble recipe. What could go wrong? Now, the way I interpreted this recipe is that you should put all of the foods that your dog would eat in a perfect world into this kibble. So I thought that I should put all of the foods that I would eat normally on a day-to-day basis into my kibble. So I cooked up some salmon, some beef, and some chicken, and the recipe called to blend everything together. So I threw all of the meats into the blender. On top of that, I kid you not, I threw in cereal because that was like my normal breakfast, and I put in like frozen fruits and veggies because I knew I needed my fruits and veggies, and then like rice and some other like crazy stuff. I topped it off with some milk to bring everything together, and then I turned on the blender to create this diabolical smoothie. Once blended, I poured this concoction into a pan, and then I put the pan into my oven on the dehydrate setting for like hours. And when I tell you, the smell that came from my oven was unforgivable. It smelled like hard-boiled Loki eggs. But nonetheless, I braved through the smell, and before I knew it, it was done. And all I had to do was chop it up, and da-da, there was my human kibble. I popped all of it into a Ziploc bag, I brought it up to my room, and I was like, all right, I guess it's time to try it now. Now, just from smelling it, I kind of knew the taste wouldn't be all that. But looking back, I did not know just how bad the taste would be. It legitimately tasted like how a fart smells mixed with like yogurt. It tasted worse than that Subway window. Anyways, after tasting it, I was like, oh shit, because I realized that I was gonna have to eat this kibble for the rest of the week, or else my parents would legitimately ground me for life for wasting all of this food. So for 3 whole days, I tortured myself trying to slug this stuff down, and I did it. But after 3 days, I had enough, and I just went to my parents and I was like, I finished all my food, even though I did not. Yeah, human kibble, definitely not worth it. We are meant to enjoy our food, guys.